Alright. Come on. Little dude who asked me. Yeah, he's hanging by news. Works pretty well. Doing some work. So, reason for this video? Talk about the economy and what's going on with it. It sucks. What are we gonna do about it? What are we gonna do about it? The GDP hasn't grown that much, but it has grown because the United States is becoming more automated because the workers are demanding too high wages for less than mediocre work. That's a fact. Quite surprising that Washington, D.C. just passed an incremental minimum wage increase to $15. That's not happening overnight. Yeah, as I said, it's incremental. So what's that? That's going to cause people in DC to shop outside of DC because the prices are going to have to be adjusted to the items purchased in DC for the higher wage increase. It's trickling up. Trickle down, trickle. It's a trickling effect. However a person wants to look at it. And so, being that more people are going to go outside Washington, D.C. for their items, that's going to cause the employment to go down in Washington, D.C. because the retailers are not selling as many items. Because everyone else is shopping outside of the district. Because when they have to go grocery shopping, they can save an additional $20 by just traveling 5 or so miles. That's the issue. No, that's why we can't raise minimum wage. The problem is that it's too late to. It's too late. The problem is that way back in the day, people were like, hey, this is a great idea. And for a period of time, everyone was making money. Everyone was making money. Yeah, making money, making money, making money, making money. And then things start to become rocky. Why? Because the scheme panned itself out. And here we are to the black sands. And we've got pyrite. What are we gonna do? The first thing we do is we put a stop to it today. This is we need to perform surgery. I'm not too certain. I'm not a doctor. I'm not too certain how this is performed. All I know is CLS, and right now we're in a situation where you need a tourniquet, America. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jab my leg. I'm gonna jab my knee right here. It's gonna hurt like a motherfucker. But I'll do my best to save her leg. We need to just put a stop to it today. We need to put a tourniquet on that shit. And so, Matt, get to the point. How are we gonna save this? Should say save this great nation, but whatever, I'm improving. Well, first we have, like I said, we have to own up and say, yeah, we're fucked. We're fucked up. We need some help. The best thing we can do is offer services to other countries to show good faith to those that we're in debt to, and go on humanitarian efforts. That should buy some time. The way we can do that is with farming. We need to farm anyways. And if we can provide food for these famished nations, that will show good faith on our behalf instead of causing all this war and grief. We can melt our weapons into shovels and start feeding people instead of killing them. That's the first thing we can do. The second thing we can do is legalize marijuana. Not just for medicinal uses, recreational uses, that's a different story. I do believe in it for medicinal purposes, and it should be legalized throughout the entire United States. At the same time, we should be growing industrial marijuana. It's a food, it's a fibrous material, which means that we can make golden materials out of it, we can make t-shirts out of it, or clothing. There's nutritional value out of it, and at the same time, it removes radiation. That's flashing, moving around. There's numerous benefits that come from growing marijuana, and we can use that as a form of paying taxes because it becomes a natural resource. And being that it is weed, because its slang term is weed, because it just grows everywhere. Everyone can do their fair share. And at the same time, this will do a tremendous amount for the environment because it will help remove some of the CO2 emissions. That's the problem with the climate change effect from man, is that it's deforestation. This is pretty much a closed system. Aside from the meteorites and asteroids or whatever, extraterrestrial objects that come to Earth, it's not enough to cause the climate change that's happening now, unless we're talking geological terms. The problem is that we've deforested, and those are the carbon scrubbers. And we need to, with growing marijuana, we'll be able to scrub some of that carbon out of the air. It's conservation of energy law. So I hope this was helpful. I hope this demonstrates that I may be a madman, but I'm actually onto a few good points. We need to do something about this economic crisis that we're facing, because the bubble's about to burst. We're over $1 trillion in debt with student loans. Why? Because, well, a majority of the loans are taken out for social sciences, which we don't need social sciences. And actually, it was pointed out to me the other day that it's not STEM anymore, it's STEAM. Science, technology, electronics, arts, math. We need the arts. We need all five of those things. Five time. Go book a T on it. That's what we need to do. So be safe, be kind, stay strong, and dare anyone to question my strategy.